We often speak of happiness as if it were a distant shore, a treasure buried far away, or a prize awaiting us at the finish line of life's race. But what if happiness isn't a destination at all? What if it's the very ground we walk on, the air we breathe, the sunlight on our fur? This is the story of Finn, a clever fox who lived in a vibrant forest. Finn had a truly fulfilling life. His den was warm, beneath an ancient oak. Each morning, he awoke to sparrows chirping and the scent of damp earth. He had a loving mate, Ilara, whose nuzzle made his heart swell, and playful kits, Flicker and Dash, filling his days with laughter. His friends, a wise badger named Barnaby and a nimble squirrel named Squeaky, shared stories and foraging adventures. Finn found joy in the rustle of autumn leaves, the crisp bite of winter, the first bloom of spring, and the long, lazy days of summer. He had all the ingredients for a truly happy existence, woven into his everyday. Yet, a subtle unease began to stir within Finn. He'd heard whispers of perfect happiness existing beyond the known forest. One bright afternoon, chasing a butterfly, he saw it, a shimmering, elusive shadow dancing just out of reach. It seemed to promise a deeper, more profound bliss than anything he currently knew. It wasn't a physical shadow, but an idea, an illusion of something more. Consumed by this new obsession, Finn started to believe his current happiness was merely a precursor to something grander. He convinced himself that true happiness awaited him, just beyond that elusive gleam. He began to spend less time with Ilara, less time teaching Flicker and Dash, less time sharing stories with Barnaby and Squeaky. His foraging trips grew longer, his gaze fixed not on the berries at his paws, but on the horizon, always searching for that shimmering shadow. He told himself it was for them, for his family, that he sought this ultimate joy. But with each step towards the illusion, he took a step away from his reality. Days turned into weeks, then months. Finn ventured further and further from his familiar forest. The warmth of his den faded, replaced by cold, lonely nights. His kit's playful yips were drowned out by the relentless whispers of the shadow, urging him onward. He grew gaunt, his fur matted, his once bright eyes now hollow with a desperate, singular focus. He sacrificed comfort, companionship and connection, all for the promise of a future happiness that perpetually receded, always just a little further, a little brighter, a little more perfect than the present. One scorching afternoon, utterly spent, Finn collapsed at the edge of a vast, barren plain. The shadow, as always, danced tantalizingly ahead. He lay there, panting, his heart heavy with exhaustion. As the sun began to dip, casting long streaks, something shifted. The shadow, which had always seemed to lead him, now seemed to emanate from him. He watched, mesmerized, as his own form was projected onto the dusty ground. The realization hit him like a thunderbolt, sharp and agonizing. The perfect happiness he had been chasing, the shimmering illusion that had cost him everything, was nothing more than his own shadow, cast by the very light of the life he had abandoned. It was a projection of what he already possessed, distorted by his own yearning for something more. A wave of profound regret washed over Finn. He turned, his heart pounding with desperate hope, and began the long, arduous journey back. He ran without stopping, fueled by remorse and a desperate longing. When he finally reached the familiar edge of his forest, his beloved oak, his den, his breath hitched. The entrance was overgrown, cobwebs draped like forgotten tears. The cheerful chirping of sparrows was gone, replaced by an eerie silence. He pushed his way inside, empty, cold, no scent of Alara, no tiny paw prints of Flicker and Dash. His family, his friends, his entire life had moved on. He had sacrificed everything, the love, the laughter, the simple, profound joy of being, for an illusion. His home was empty. His heart was emptier still. He had lost everything because he had chased a ghost, believing happiness was a treasure to be found, rather than a garden to be tended. Finn spent the rest of his days wandering, a solitary figure, carrying the heavy burden of his lesson. He learned, too late, that happiness is not a distant destination, but how we live and experience each day. It resides in the warmth of a shared glance, the comfort of a familiar voice, the simple beauty of a sunrise. It's in the relationships we nurture, the small joys we recognize, and the present moments we cherish. Happiness is not something to be acquired in the future or found in some mythical place. It is always present around us, woven into the fabric of our lives. The important thing is for us to recognize it, to embrace it, and to never, ever sacrifice the tangible, loving reality of today for the shimmering, fleeting illusion of a perfect tomorrow. For in doing so, we risk losing everything that truly matters. If Finn's story hit you anywhere in the chest, don't let it fade like a shadow. Pause right now and hit like so more people stop chasing perfect tomorrow and start protecting beautiful today. Subscribe to this channel, because the next story might be exactly what you need on the day you feel lost. And I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. Have you ever chased something you thought would make you happier and realized you were leaving real joy behind? What was your shadow? If this message could help a friend, a parent, a partner, or even your future self, share it. Because sometimes one story is enough to bring someone back home.